Histopathologists diagnose cancer and other diseases by using a microscope to examine glass slides that contain thin sections of human tissue. Technological advances mean that it's now possible to completely digitize such slides so that they can be viewed on a computer screen. Digital slides promise a number of improvements in safety and efficiency. For example, they will make it easier to seek a specialist opinion for a difficult case. And when a patient returns to hospital, their previous slides can easily be pulled up for comparison, as opposed to having to search for them in the archive. However, at present it takes 60% longer to perform diagnoses using digital slides. This is because digital slides are incredibly detailed. The images are often so large that they would be the size of a squash court if printed onto paper. But most manufacturers provide only standard desktop PC-based software. The virtual reality microscope is a novel device that combines virtual reality software techniques in a high-resolution, low-cost tile display. The first version of the software was developed in 2006, supported by VisNet, and a pilot evaluation, funded by the Pathological Society of Great Britain and Ireland, was conducted in 2007. The goal of the current project, funded by the National Institute for Health Research, is to develop a virtual reality microscope that outperforms the conventional light microscope by allowing diagnoses to be made quicker but as accurately as a conventional microscope, and which histopathologists would be satisfied to use for day-to-day diagnostic work. We have developed both a single-user workstation to be used for diagnostic work and a multi-user power wall for teaching and multidisciplinary team meetings. The walls use 12 high-resolution screens to produce a 44-megapixel image, much larger than any other digital slide viewing system.
So this is my morning's work on the side of my desk here, my in-tray. And I do my work by taking the first case, and there's a form that comes that tells me about who the patient is and what's wrong with them and what's been sent to me for my opinion. And this is the tissue from that patient that I need to examine. It's a glass slide that contains 3 pieces of skin from this patient. And knowing what I've read on the form, I now pick up the slide and put the slide on the microscope, and I look down the microscope at the tissue. And as I look down the tissue, I make a very rapid opinion within a few seconds really of what's wrong with this patient's skin. In this case, they've got a mole in the skin that the clinician was worrying was becoming a melanoma, and I'm looking at it by panning around the microscope and then zooming in using these levers to look more closely. And it's really a very rapid process. Within a few seconds really I've decided what the diagnosis is, and now I'm just looking to make sure that there are no worrying features on any of the 3 pieces of tissue, which there aren't. And once I've finished that, I put the slide back in the tray and I make some notes about this patient. And this is a single user workstation for digital slides, and I can see my cases for the morning on this left-hand screen here, from which I can choose one. And that opens the image in the viewer, and I can immediately see all of the tissue displayed on the screen.